Hello, right, we're going to start painting up my bikes today. I'm doing the bikes themselves, leaving the crew for another day. I'm going to start on these, so I've given them a spray of the Mephiston Red. It's actually really hard to tell where the spray went and didn't because it was Mephiston Red plastic underneath, as it seems. So you can see from the base, I've definitely sprayed it. That'll be, in the end, that'll be black, like to match my custom booster blaster. I'm going to try and do these in a similar style to custom booster blaster. So I'm going to try and work black into them somewhere. I'm thinking about leaving the bits in there that I can't really get to as red. Then doing the pipe work here on the exhaust, and that's around the other side. The copper. Doing the handlebars as metal, because we have copper details on these front pieces in most cases. Front bits here is red, I'm thinking, and then doing the extra teeth and stuff as copper. The seat, I'm going to do a Molurnfang Brown, which is that one, like a leather. Guns, lead Belcher. Wheels themselves, I'm thinking of doing as black. I think I can't get in there to do the white walls on them because it's a bit fiddly. I might still try it at some point if I want to do details and everything. But yeah, so is that one of them? Oh, you see the one handlebars is missing. That's because it that's where the handle will go with the pilot, driver, dude, rider. That's the one. But yeah, these little bits here, the kind of leathery straps bit, I'll probably do as Skrag Brown to show the slightly lighter. So it's basically the same material I make the trousers out of. This bit here in the middle, like the petrol tanky bit, I think I'm going to do copper to alternate against the metalwork here, and then do the under engine bit as the normal lead Belcher with some Agrax on it. But yeah, if I do that big score on this one, for instance, copper, they're not all like this, obviously. That one copper, then these two bits copper, and that bit lead Belcher. Let's kind of alternate around. The red will get shade with Carabao Crimson. Probably everything else will get shade with Agrax or Nuln, depending how I feel. And I've got, obviously on this one, for instance, you got a little bit of bone on the skull, which I'm thinking of doing bone, and then copper, either copper with metal patches or metal with copper patches, either way. Lead Belcher, I'm sure you know what I mean. But yeah, big bony bits on the front, double guns. Yeah, so we can get started. I'll see you guys in a bit. Right, so we've done a bit more on the bikes, started them off. I've painted for a while now, so I've not managed to do everything I wanted to do, but I've got a fair amount done. So I've done, you can see, the brown on the saddle, black on the wheels, and the metal just on the bit of the brown up there on there as well. Just that really. I'm trying to alternate the metal, I think. So the bits here that are red on the gun that you can see here, I'm going to do them as copper instead, because I'm going to try and make them like my custom booster blaster if I can. So they're still going to be red, but have the kind of brass, like copper, shiny stuff on the front as well. Got the next one. It's quite cool because all the bikes are a bit different, so they're all a bit characterful. It's going to be a bit of a shame when I put the other three together, because looking at the sprues, they are exactly the same, which is a bit of a shame. There you can see I've just done some of the brown like ties. Again, bits where you can see different, like alternating the red. I'm going to try and do copper. So I missed the bone bits on here, but I'll go back over them. Done the front piece there as metal, because the front piece on this one is going to be copper. So I'm trying to alternate them out. Again, the bit with the petrol tank is going to be copper, then with the metal bits on top. The bottom bit there is just going to stay as the metal. Going to say metal lead Belcher, I suppose, but yeah, that's the other side. Then you got the knobs bike, which is a bit more to it, but not got much. So you've got guns, done the skulls and the bone Rakarth Flesh. I'm going to go over that with the Agrax. And if I want to dry brush it, but I'm not really planning on dry brushing these guys. I'm gunmetal stuff. He's got tracks, so the back wheel, he's got track working on him. I'll try to reach it down a bit where you can. But yeah, I've not done the, as you can see, I've not got down to doing the copy. I've done enough for today, I think. Getting a bit tired. So yeah, the skull, the horn, so I've done the main bit bone, but I'm going to have like metal horns on it. That handle is not painted because it's going to be chopped off, because that's where his hand has to go. The awkward arrangement. But yeah, that grill down there, you can see, get my finger down there. Might do that as copper instead. So you got like a silver and copper. I'm not sure how I'm going to do when it comes to the other bikers, because obviously they're going to have more of a yellow theme. But I still want to kind of make them speed freaks, so I'm going to have to put some sort of red on them to make it that way. But yeah, so that's what they'll be, kind of like in the middle. Yeah, so that's all for today. Right, so we've skipped ahead a little bit. It's a couple of days after the last video. What we've done today is the copper and the shades. So we've put on all the various copper alternating metal bits I want to do. We've also done a shade of Caribou Crimson on the red, a shade of Nuln Oil all over everything else, and Agrax on any bone bits. Also just tidied up the red with Mephiston a bit before doing the shade, obviously. So the bike's pretty much done. There's your first one. You can still see the shades are a bit wet on it, so I've literally just finished it. There you go. It's pretty cool. Then I want a big copper skull on the front. Tried to kind of alternate out the copper. The guns are the best examples of it, really. There you go. So the idea is that I'm kind of alternating him with the colours as well. So he's got the copper frontage, and you got them. So Caribou Crimson, not used as much as on my Ogre Tyrant. I've learned the lesson now. So he's not going to be, hopefully, come out like a glaze. But yeah, there you go. There's your. I've done a bit of Agrax just on the, or Nuln, I think it was, sorry, Nuln on the seat as well, just to run into the edges. That's really, I guess, the point, is just put it into the edges. There you go, just tidy up the metal on the alternating as well. And then you got the knobs bike, like I say, and then him I've done these bits as copper coils on the suspension. I kind of like the idea. I quite like the idea of the copper and metal, the copper and lead Belcher. I think it works quite well. So you got the skull, Agraxed on it, obviously, copper horns, metal plates, your guns and his tracks with a bit of a Nuln on it. And yeah, and the Caribou Crimson gone into the red. I've done a great amount on the red. Mostly it's really just brought out definition of it, I suppose, which is still quite nice. Right, so those guys, the only thing left to do on these is the bases. So I'll be having to repaint the bases black very carefully. Now I've done the shades, of course, but do the whole, as much as that, the top bit, and then the side bit obviously in black. So I want to try to match my custom booster blaster. But yeah, other than that, I'd say they're pretty much done. I mean, I know they're a bit colour-wise, they're nothing fantastic. I mean, they literally only really have 3 colours on them. The copper, the metal and the red, and it might not make entirely sense why some of the metal's red and some of it's not, I suppose. And maybe at the front there, that's a bit too much copper. I don't know. I think they're alright, to be honest. I don't want to get bogged down too much with them. But yeah, so I'll probably do the bases on them and then do the crews. Hello, right, so we've finished the bases, so the bike's now finished. I'll just run you through what I did. Did Abaddon Black first to go over all the red, obviously where I'd sprayed it, and as a finishing touch right at the very end to do the circle of black around the base. Astrogranite, one of my new favourites for the texture. Agrax Earthshade. Then we dry brushed with Mechanica Standard Grey. Slightly lighter dry brush of Admin Grey. And a reasonably light one at the end of Screaming Skull. I did use a hairdryer to try and speed up the process a little bit, just because I didn't want to have to do another video where I've been waiting for the texture paint to dry. But yeah, so here we go. I'll bring them up. First of all, the copper fronted one. Like I said, gone around the edge with the black as well. But you can see the nice kind of patches where the shade is stayed, which is nice. You got this guy. They're all, to be honest with you, relatively similar. They're not massively different, but still. You can see the different colours in there as well, the different greys. Administrating grey, I've left it kind of just the shade really underneath the wheels, a bit dirtier. Administrating grey is actually very similar to Astrogranite, so I might just skip that step in the future and just go... Sorry, Mechanicus grey is very similar to Astrogranite. I suppose that's the... I think I might skip that step in the future, just go to admin grey. But yeah, there's your little pool of kind of dirty kind of oil there. As you can see, it's done. So there. That's the bikes done. Oh, and also just to say, I did a little bit of, well, I remember, you can't really see it very well, but I did a little bit of dry brush of the Screamer Skull over the bones on there. But yeah, so that's the bikes themselves done. I'm going to start working on the crew as the next series of videos. So thank you very much for watching me do these bikes. I hope to see you again in the future. Thank you.